Through the many years of Type Moon June, I've covered a lot of Doujin games. Today's game rides the line between two genres, and it very well may be the best Doujin game we've ever seen on Type Moon June. Let me introduce you to Tsukihime Typing Online. Tsukihime Typing Online is a PvP puzzle game featuring the characters of Tsukihime and a friend. This game was developed by PSG System Laboratory and released in 2003. They've made a few Doujin games like Suki no Sabaki, a parody of the Ace Attorney series but with Tsukihime characters. There's also Tsukihime Hit, a game that I'm assuming Typing Online is a sequel to. This one seems to be single player only and have a story mode of some sort. Despite online being in the title, this game can be played entirely offline. Perfect for me, none of my friends can read. Tsukihime Typing Online has 3 modes: Arcade, Offline Versus, and Tutorial. The tutorial is rather extensive and will teach you just about everything you need to know about the game, but it's entirely in Japanese. Who would have thought? Thankfully, you can get by with machine translation, just make sure to run the game with a Japanese system locale or parts of the tutorial will crash. The name of the game is to deplete your opponent's health bar with tactical typing skills. Typing Online is similar to Tetris and Puyo Puyo. Each player has their own board. Words will enter the board periodically from the word box. The speed at which you get words is determined by your character, but you can speed up this process by pressing the tab key to take the next word. You can take as many words as you want, just so long as you don't cross the death line. Any words that go beyond the death line result in damage to your life bar. When the life bar reaches 0, it's game over. If neither player is KO'd at the end of a match, a judgment will occur that will decide who will be the winner. This is based off of health remaining, typos, and other factors. Don't go treating this game like it's your average spelling bee. Typing words alone will get you nowhere. This is where combos come in. Type multiple words in a row to create a mega chain and unleash a multi-word super combo. It's easy. Type the word, press space to go to the next one, and when you're ready, press enter to finish the combo. Combos can only be completed when a word is fully typed. Now that you know the basics, it's time to explain these colored blocks. They consist of the primary colors, gray, and the best secondary color of all time, my goat, green. Each has different uses. Blue blocks are for defense. They will raise the opponent's death line. The yellow blocks are used to gain super meter. Red blocks send gray blocks to your opponent's board. Small combos will send 1 to 3, but board clearing chains will send a torrent of gray blocks to overwhelm your opponents. Gray blocks have no special characteristics, they're just obstacles. Green blocks are the rarest but have the strongest effect. One green word will clear your board completely, no questions asked. Perfect for getting out of sticky situations. The effect you get is determined by the size of the combo, and the first and last block in the chain. For example, a combo that starts with red blocks and ends with yellow blocks will send some gray blocks over and give you meter, while a yellow start and end will give you a ton of meter and nothing else. If you use a green block in a combo, it'll wipe your board clean and boost the effect of the combo. There are a ton of combinations, so be sure to experiment. While you're building up big combos, cleared lines will stay on the screen until you complete the chain. Cleared lines can go under the death line, but if it gets raised above a word you haven't typed, you'll take damage for all of those lines, and you'll have to restart your combo from the beginning, with the death line right at your throat. You can't just spam big combos and call it a day. I am at a unique disadvantage when it comes to this game. You see, when I was young, I took a typing class. It was meant to teach the basics of touch typing. Well, smart me thought that was stupid. After all, I could type much faster with one hand. Little did I know, all of these years later, it would come back to haunt me when I played the Tsukihime Typing Online network typing game. Thankfully, I'm playing against the CPU on the easiest difficulty, and I only lost a couple of times. Against a real person, I'd be cooked. Unless it was a geriatric, then I'd clear easily, 100%. In fighting games, there is always discourse about, ooh, what controller is better, pad, arcade stick, or leverless. Well, in this game, it's none of those. Keyboard players, forged in the fires of Mugen, would dominate this game. Being a game based on Tsukihime, it features all of your favorite Tsukihime locales, like the Tono Mansion, a crosswalk, the front of the school, that park with the fountain, Ryogi's iconic skyscraper, a forest, and the designated murder alleyway. For a 1v1 typing based puzzle game, the music is pretty good. The tracks do a good job of being calming but also capturing that OG Tsukihime feel. There are even some vocal tracks which threw me for a loop. The one from Ciel's stage is absolutely insane. Hearing this for the first time was like getting jump scared. It's so intense compared to the rest of the tracks, but you know what, I kind of vibe with this. The one problem I have with the game is the lack of word variety. Play this for a couple of hours and you'll get used to the small pool of words. I think this is intentional on some level as words tend to repeat. They do have a bit of fun with the word selection. Type Moon characters will be spelled in all capital letters. As someone who's been doing this for 4 years, these words were the easiest for me to spell. I mean, can you even spell Arcuade? The lack of word variety could also be because the game wasn't designed to be played exclusively in English. It's a Japanese game made for the Japanese market, after all. This game was designed around Romanji, Kanji, and English. With 3 different writing systems, I'm sure this game is a lot more fun and intense than just playing in plain Jane old English. Now, what about that super meter? Well, I'm glad you asked. At the tap of the function keys 1 through 3, powerful character-specific supers can be unleashed. Wait a minute. Health bars, combos, supers. Are we sure this isn't a fighting game? There are 3 levels of super, each more powerful than the last. Level 1 supers will always change the color of the current word, depending on the character. The other 2 are wholly unique, and I'll get to each of them when I talk about the characters. Characters are the last variable in this duel of the keyboards. They all have unique supers and stats that set them apart. They include health, meter gain, deadline starting position, defense, and word acquisition speed. Arcuade was the first character I picked because she is the Tsukihime after all. Offense is her specialty. Her level 1 turns the current word red, level 2 sets the deadline below sea level and makes her immune to other supers. Level 3 drops gray blocks on command. The lower her HP, the more blocks she sends. She's easy to play. Use double red combos to stack up the damage and finish the job with level 3. Satsuki is the polar opposite. Her defense is poor and her meter gain isn't much better. To compensate, her deadline starts pretty far down and her supers pick up some of the slack. Her level 1 turns the current word red, level 2 sends 5 gray blocks to both boards. Level 3 gives her combos a massive stat boost. It's the ace up her sleeve. To play Satsuki, you gotta play a mix of offense, defense, and then turn the tables with level 3. Hisui specializes in meter gain and disorienting her opponents. Her level 1 turns the current word green, level 2 seals her opponent's super meter, and level 3 jumbles her opponent's words, resets combo progress, and all incoming words will be jumbled too. This is so unfun to fight against. Hisui can deny her opponent's super, screw up their whole board, or spawn green words for an instant board clear or a massive combo boost. Kohaku is just as tricky as her sister. She has the same great meter gain and green word level 1. Her level 2 lets her copy her opponent's level 3 while it's active. so she can set up a yellow combo, pop level 2, and give her opponent a taste of their own medicine. Level 3 is just evil. It blinds her opponent and disables the tab key, stopping her opponent's momentum dead in its tracks. It's Kohaku's mission to ruin your day with level 2 and 3. Akiha is an all-rounder character, not the best or worst at anything. Her level 1 turns her current word blue, level 2 steals meter, and level 3 flips the script, literally. She swaps boards with her opponent. Akiha can purposely fill her board with junk or take an attack from her opponent and then make it their problem like a hot potato. An unorthodox and cool way to attack your opponent. Akiha Vermilion couldn't be more different. She is this game's glass cannon. She has the fastest word acquisition in the game. Choosing her is like playing at ludicrous speed. But her defense is really bad. Her level 1 turns her next word red. Level 2 and 3 attack your opponent's very humanity. Any typo they make will reset their typing progress. Level 3 tacks on damage for each typo. Useless against the CPU, but deadly to us mortals. If you can keep up the pace, Akiha Vermilion can overwhelm her opponent and secure victory faster than no other. Ryogi is a Mystic Eyes of Death Perception user, so her supers are all about manipulating the death line. Her level 1 turns her next word red. Level 2 and 3 raise the death line to its limit, leaving her opponent with no room to breathe. The only difference being level 3 lasts longer. Rack up some red combos and deal devastating back-to-back damage with that death line. Len is the weakest character in the game. Her offense and defense are abysmal. Her bones might as well be made out of paper. However, her meter gain is unmatched. You're going to be relying on supers if you want any chance of winning. Level 1 turns her next word green. Level 2 is just like Ryogi's, raising the death line to the top of the board. Level 3 does the same, but also resets combo progress. Small yellow and red combos work best. Keep building that meter and wear out those function keys because your life depends on it. CL, well, before we get to her gameplay, I have a nitpick. Her character select art uses her default outfit, but the in-game sprite is using her powered CL outfit. Not an issue, it just bothers me. Anyway, CL has the highest defense in the game, and her death line starts super low. Level 1, say it with me folks, turns her next word red. Level 2 regenerates health and negates any debuffs. CL's level 3 is the best one in the game. It turns all of her opponent's blocks gray, including incoming words. This stops your opponent from playing. At least with Kohaku's level 3, you could get to keep your board, but not CL. She doesn't play around. The only way to counter this is with your own super. CL might just be the best character in this game. The last character is Bloomer. Bloomer is CL in her gym uniform. Bloomer is the master of colors. Each super changes a word to red, yellow, or blue. They all cost 1 bar. According to the developers, the game's artist drew her and just put her in the game. They gave her average stats and called it a day. The only thing special about this character is her costume. What more can I say? It's CL in a gym uniform. This game has a solid roster, although they're missing Aoko and the MBMC, Shion Ultim Abwasia. The characters are this game's X factor, the secret ingredient. The abilities can be overpowered, but that's why they're fun. This just proves that adding fighting game supers to any type of game automatically makes it better. Tsukihime Typing Online might just be the best Doujin game I've ever played for Type Moon June. The gameplay is easy to understand, but has layers upon layers of strategy. It's intense, fast-paced, but also calming at the same time. It does a great job of taking a puzzle game and elements of fighting games and marrying them together into something that's tons of fun. The characters elevate the gameplay, the music captures that Tsukihime feel, and the art style takes you back to the 2000s. With all of these elements combined, Tsukihime Typing Online is truly exceptional. Check it out. Next time on Type Moon June, we'll be looking at the greatest, most ambitious, most fan servicey Type Moon crossover of all time. Guess what it is and make it into next week's episode. I mean, it should be easy. Basically spelling it out for you. Until that time comes, have a happy Type Moon June.